everybody, and welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be going over a list of 10 plants that really impressed me this year. Mind you, the list is in no particular order, but I am going to be starting off with number 1, petunias. My favorite of the petunias that I have grown this year is this unnamed variety. I just absolutely love the purple on the outside and the yellow throat in the middle, or yellow, and then it has a dark purple throat. It's just been the best petunia I've ever seen, and it's been producing like crazy. Second on that list, Cosmos petunias. These guys are just absolutely gorgeous. I love the speckling on them, and with the water soluble fertilizer that I've been giving them, they just keep going and going and going. Next are these Gum Vista petunias, or these are actually supertunias from Proven Winners, and they have just been a powerhouse this year, blooming like crazy. Here is a better shot of them, but you can just see it is loaded with petunias, and we're in mid-October right now. Hasn't frosted yet, so they're still holding strong. And last on my list of petunias are these, I think they're pink lemonade. I just love them. They're so unique looking and have been really full of blooms this whole season. So I did plant one other variety of petunia, and it is this one, the Cafe au Lait Vista Supertunia. And I just have not been impressed by it. It really hasn't produced that many blooms. It kind of grew in a weird direction. I think that's the most blooms I've seen on it this whole year. So next up on my list, we're walking out into the cottage garden, is the Thomas Edison Dahlia. I have been so impressed by this flower this year. Even though it got attacked by spider mites, I've been impressed by its rebound and its bounce back from that situation. And let me spin around the camera because I don't think I've seen it this loaded with that many blooms since I planted it this year. Take a look at it. Even though down below it's really bare from all the leaves that were lost, it put on all of this new growth and it is blooming like crazy. I don't think I've seen this many blooms on this plant this entire season. And if I get a little bit closer, they've just got great color. The bloom size is absolutely huge on a lot of them, and they're looking phenomenal. The honeybees are loving them. Here's one that's about ready to open up. I'm just blown away by this dahlia. Along with that Thomas Edison Dinnerplate dahlia, there was this unnamed variety that I had a random tuber for that I just popped in the ground, and it has been doing really well too. This one also suffered spider mite damage. It completely disappeared down to this one stem that's right here, and all this all the way around it is all new growth that came back, and it is now blooming yet again. It has blown me away with its rebound. Okay, so flower number 3 on my list is going to be my pink Gerbera daisy. Here is the daisy. It has one bloom on it currently, and I've been giving this the same water soluble fertilizer that I've been giving the supertunias and petunias, and it has never been without a bloom on it. Sometimes there's 2 or 3, but usually at least 1, and they last for such a long time. But the leaves look really healthy, and the bloom has good structure. I've never had such luck with a Gerbera daisy as I have this year. Normally the blooms are really twisted or sickly looking, but this has just been really strong and producing like crazy. Okay, flower number 4 has been my grandmother's rose bush, specifically the pink one. I got 4 rose bushes from her that I transplanted this spring. One of them died, it didn't make it, and this one I planted, didn't like the spot that it was in, so I pulled it and moved it to another spot. Thought I killed it, it bounced back and has been the best producing rose bush out of all my rose bushes this year. Currently has a bloom on it, so this is even better. But this whole bush, when I moved it, every leaf curled up on and died on it. Every rose just wilted away, and it didn't look good for 6 weeks at least. Started giving it some rose fertilizer once a month, have been watering it consistently, and look at just how great that looks. It is absolutely stunning. And the petals on it are really, really strong, and the blooms will last for days. It's not a bloom once and all the petals fall off it the next day. So I've been really happy with this rose bush. Okay, number 5. This butterfly bush behind me over my left shoulder has been so great this year. I pruned it back all the way to the ground last year, and from the ground it put on 4 feet of growth and has been blooming ever since. It looks a lot better when I deadhead it, which I haven't been doing for months now. I've just been letting the blooms wither and die on it, but it has been producing so much. The butterflies love it, and the honeybees. And here's a full shot view of the butterfly bush. I don't remember exactly which variety it is. I just know that the blooms are hot pink. I have 2 other butterfly bushes as well. That one just had a butterfly on it. Earlier this year, when it was right at the peak of its blooming time, the blooms on it would get, I don't know, probably 6 inches long or so. But now that it's towards the end of the year and it's petering out, they're not as much of a pow in your face wow factor, but still very happy with it. And here is the black night butterfly bush that I planted. Very happy with this one as well. It's got gorgeous colored dark purple blooms on it, and same as the other butterfly bush, it has just been producing like crazy. I actually cannot wait for next year to see how much bigger it gets, because this one's supposed to get 6 to 8 feet. Okay, item number 6 are my foxgloves. Absolutely have loved them since I planted them, even though through the whole heat of the summer they haven't bloomed. They bloomed earlier in the spring and they're blooming again now. So I was definitely not expecting a second bloom out of these guys, but I'm just so thrilled that they are reblooming again. Okay, item number 7 are my violas. These are the ones that I got for free that were nearly dead, popped them in the ground, and they have been self-seeding and spreading like crazy, and I absolutely love them. Here are plants 1, 2, and 3, which were some of the originals that were planted, and then all of this green all the way around here is where it all self-seeded, and that back over there, and they have just been blooming their little heads off, and I have found them to be such a joy this year. Item number 8 is this purple salvia behind my shoulder. This I got in a 4-inch pot, and it was only about 4 inches tall, and it is now about 3.5 to 4 feet tall. I planted it next to the black night butterfly bush, and it is nearly as big. I was not expecting that much growth out of it this year. Not just that, but butterflies love it, the honeybees love it, and hummingbirds love it, and it is so pretty. I just love the color of the blooms. Even after they're spent, they're so pretty. Here is what it looks like when it's in bloom. So it gets these little white flowers on here, and that's what they're going for. Even ants are on it right now. And then once the blooms are spent, they maintain this purple color, so it still looks like it's in bloom, even though that's the spent bloom stalk right there. Item number 9, these zinnias have been fantastic, and I did not expect them to get as tall as me. I'm 5'6", and these flowers have reached the same height as me. I am blown away. I did not think that when I planted them that they were gonna get that big. Okay, just for a scale and sizing reference, that tallest bloom is right at the base of the bird feeder, and that's taller than I am. But these have just been going crazy this whole year. I've had to keep staking them up because they just overgrow and get so big, but look at those. They're just so pretty, and the more I deadhead, the more they bloom. And I have just been loving every minute of it. I mean, I couldn't ask for more. Most of them turned out pink. I'm totally okay with that. And just for a size comparison, those are also zinnias. that were volunteers that popped out of nowhere. I think I just had some seeds fall on the ground and they bloomed, or they sprouted, and then I moved them right there because they actually started right here. So I transplanted them to there. They're not very big. They're only like 2 feet tall. These are the same exact seed packet, taller than me. I'm amazed. Absolutely amazed. All right, and last item, number 10, is this sunflower right behind me. This is the Sun-Believable sunflower by Monrovia, and it really was unbelievable. Though it doesn't look as great now as it did when it was blooming all season long, it has been producing, and it is nicknamed the plant of 1,000 blooms. I would say it bloomed at least that, if not more, but they're just so beautiful. And the blooms last for quite a few days. The honeybees have been so attracted to it, and I have been blown away by its production. It came in a 4-inch pot and it got huge. I actually have pruned this back 2 or 3 times just so that way it would keep going, and have not been disappointed in it at all. It was well worth every penny that I spent on it. And that's it for today's video. If you like today's video, be sure to give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next one. Thanks for tuning in today. See you later.